Okay, so we're going to start off with a reel that is definitely one for the hardcore TATULA fans, if there are any out there, and that is the new TATULA SB103 limited casting reel. Now, it's not new in the sense that it's an all new reel, it's just a new variation of the TATULA SB103. And let me let you guys take a good look at these pictures, which can be found at Tackle Warehouse, of course. Now, they say limited, and I think I read somewhere that they may be doing, just a limited number of these reels for sale, but I'm not sure. But let me tell you the new things about this reel versus the standard SB103. Now, obviously, you see that it's going to get a bright silver Shimano-esque paint job. A lot of the metal parts have been anodized dark blue, like the spool, the zero adjuster, spool tension, and the drag star, as well as I guess the handle nut. And you will be getting a 90mm swept carbon fiber handle. And since this is a Daiwa carbon fiber handle, you'll see that instead of, soft curves, you get nice sharp creases in the handle, which I like. And then you're also going to get these ZILLION knobs. Now, the thing about these knobs is that I've never heard I've never read one good review on these knobs as far as comfort goes. Now, the only two Daiwa reels that previously had these knobs that I can remember was the T3 Air and the SS Air, which I have. So I actually have a reel that has these ZILLION knobs. And I will say this, I don't particularly care for them either. The way I fish my SS Air is that I basically use my fingertips and I put them on these flat contoured section of the knobs that I'm pointing to right here. And I don't put my finger and thumb in these holes because I do find it uncomfortable. But they look trick, and you get them standard on the SB103 Limited. And you can also see you can get this Daiwa Vector logo on the side. And it looks like you're also going to be getting a drag star upgrade from the previous either graphite or Zion to aluminum. Now, this reel is also going to get an aluminum handle side plate, while the standard SV103 I think has a graphite or Zion handle side plate. So a lot of nice upgrades here, but I think they should have done something to the spool, because let me show you this. Remember how I said this one is for the hardcore TATULA fans? Now, I say that because the price on this reel is going to be $299, so basically $300 for a TATULA. Now, the sad thing is that Tackle Warehouse started charging sales tax for out-of-state orders, so if I wanted this reel, I'd be looking at an extra $30 on the price of this, so $330 for a TATULA SV103. And for that kind of money, I would expect to get, at least an upgraded spool, or give us the SV Boost feature. But I guess they're gonna trickle that down into the TATULAs at a later date, probably within a year or two. So yeah, any of you TATULA fans gonna buy this $300 TATULA? Or would you rather buy a JDM METANIUM MGL, a JDM ZILLION SV1000, a Scorpion DC, or even the mighty Shimano CHRONARCH MGL will be cheaper than this reel here. Now, since this is a limited edition reel, they say that it is not available for pre-order. I guess it's going to be first come, first serve, but they're expecting these to be in around the end of October if you want to get one. But once again, the TATULA SV103 limited baitcaster. Okay, so next up is going to be, I guess, a quote-unquote new STEEZ CT, the STEEZ 70 CT SVTW. And this is basically just the same reel as the STEEZ CT SV. A little bit different color paint scheme. And what they've done is they've given it a longer handle at 90 millimeters. And they've added a drag clicker. But other than that, everything else is basically the same as the regular CT SVTW. I mean, they said they've given this new one the hyperdrive design, but if you know anything about the Daiwa reels, the old, I guess the STEEZ CT already had all those features to begin with. So basically, you're going to get a longer handle and a drag clicker and a bump in price to $729.99. So basically $730. And I have to say that is freaking ridiculous. I mean, the older STEEZ CT was overpriced anyway, but like I said, Tackle Warehouse is now charging sales tax for out-of-state orders outside of California. So if I actually wanted to get one of these, I'd be looking at $800 to my door for this reel. And once again, nothing to improve the actual casting performance, like adding the SV Boost feature. I will say that this appears to be new right here, the STEEZ Executive 5-year service warranty. And I thought that this was exclusive to this reel right here, the 70 CT, but it's actually available on all Daiwa STEEZs now, including the STEEZ A. So this is not anything that's special to this $730 reel. So yeah, this is definitely one for the truly hardcore STEEZ fan. So next up, we see that Daiwa has completely revamped their popular selling LEXA line. And what I mean by popular is that I heard that the previous LEXA models were top sellers in the swim bait world. So now you get the new LEXA T-Wing in the 300 and 400 size. Let's take a look at these reels here. Now you'll see that these reels are based off the TATULA 300 and 400 platforms, but they are considerably more expensive, as it looks like these are designed for actual inshore and some saltwater use, while I think the TATULA 300 and 400s are for freshwater. So if you look, the 300 size starts off at $350, while the TATULA 300 is $269, so that's a big price bump. But what you're going to get is you're going to get this massive power handle and knob assembly. You're also going to get an aluminum side plate right here. Now I thought that the TATULA 300 and 400 had an aluminum side plate, but I guess I was wrong. And you're also going to get a stainless steel pinion gear, as well as the ball bearings are going to be corrosion resistant. So yeah, those are the upgrades you're going to get in this new LEXA versus the TATULA. Now it's kind of funny because the LEXAs were always below the TATULA in the Daiwa lineup when it came to price, but it appears that these new ones are going to be positioned above the TATULAs. Either way, they should remain a bestseller in the swim bait world for Daiwa. Or maybe not, because I believe the previous models were much cheaper. But only time will tell. Now, from what I saw, Daiwa actually released a whole bunch of spinning reels this year, but most of them were saltwater. And I think one of their CITICA spinning reels won best of show in some certain categories, but they did actually come out with 2 new freshwater spinning reels, and we're going to start off with the Eliminator right here. And this looks like the only picture of this Eliminator, but this is yet another reel in the $99 price category, and you actually get quite a lot. You're actually going to get an aluminum frame for your $99 as well as an air rotor. So if you remember in the previous video I showed you that Shimano came out with a new Nasi $99 spinning reel. Well, that reel I believe had a graphite frame, while this Daiwa Eliminator is going to come with an aluminum frame. Now I don't think it's going to be quite as light as the Nasi, but I'll take aluminum over graphite any day. So when it comes to the $99 spinning reels, Daiwa's definitely got an advantage in Shimano spec wise. Now let's check out this spinning reel here. This is the new Daiwa Ballistic MQLT spinning reel. And basically MQ stands for monocoque frame. So it's going to be a one-piece monocoque frame, but it's going to be made of Zion. But other than that, I think it's pretty much the same as the previous Ballistic LT, but this reel is definitely designed to compete against Shimano's Vanford. And unfortunately guys, it doesn't seem to be letting me blow this picture up so you guys can get a better look. But this reel is going to be coming in at $229. So definitely a competitor for Shimano's hot selling Vanford. Okay, so the last piece of interesting tackle that Daiwa came out with at ICAST is going to be this new line of STEEZ AGS rods. And let's take a closer look. Now these appear to be based off the STEEZ racing design rods that are available in Japan, just a little bit different. And compared to the old STEEZ AGS rods, they went a whole different way with the design. And in my opinion, it looks not quite as distinct and interesting as the older rods, which featured a very distinctive design, and I'm going to show you guys here. If you take a look here, this is the first generation STEEZ AGS rods, which is based off the original STEEZ rods. And these rods are very, very distinctive. When you look at them, you automatically know that these are STEEZ rods due to the distinctive handle that has this hump that probably gives any reel that you mount on this the feeling that it's lower profile than it actually is. And they also had a very cool proprietary reel seat. I think they called it the Air Beam. When you hold it up in light, it's got all these different cool colors. But they seem to have went with a more, I guess, generic design with these new rods, because other than this distinctive lock nut, you really couldn't tell this rod apart from any other rod. But there are some significant upgrades. Now for one, the reel seat now has an exposed blank section, as you can see, while the other one did not. And you can see they went with cork instead of EVA foam for the handles. But let's take a look at the list of features, and I think what's new is that one of these models has a titanium tip, one that says SMT right here. Anyone that says SMT will have a titanium tip. And of course the big sell on this is the carbon fiber air guide system, which is supposed to decrease weight and increase sensitivity. Now these rods are going to start off at $549 up to $599. And the great thing about these is that you get a limited lifetime warranty. So this is significantly cheaper than the new NRX Plus rods, which also come with a limited lifetime warranty. So it'll be interesting to see if Daiwa can steal some LOOMIS NRX Plus sales with these new StEEZ AGS casting rods. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for the tackle that I found interesting released at ICAST from Daiwa this year. Now they actually did release a lot more than what I've shown you, but most of it was on the saltwater side, and apparently Tackle Warehouse is not going to be carrying them. But next up, I'm going to be showing you guys a very interesting reel from Okuma that deserves its own standalone video. So be on the lookout for that. Alright guys, thanks a lot.